Hello, everyone.
Hello, I am
And
Mariela.
I am Alex. Yeah. And we are here today to talk about the energy of February. And whew, we've already been talking about it, and it's like a
So
lot.
much.
Like, I hope your 2024 in general, everyone, is yeah, going as smoothly as possible. Because it's been a lot. We're like moving
And it
quick.
has been smooth,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. So
Just
it's been
really
smooth,
fast.
very
Like it
fast.
goes like this.
Yeah. I think it was January 27th. All the planets went direct. So there's no more retrogrades until April. And that means every planet, all the energy is forward moving until then. And so that means there's nothing really we're needing to slow down for, or that's causing us to slow down, which kind of feels a little overwhelming because things are moving really fast and you have to just be present to what is exactly in front of you. And yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, for example, like if you were planning to move to another house, then the next day it changed. And then some other plan came up the next day. Like
Mhm.
everything's like going fast.
Yeah, like even if something doesn't quite work, something else will follow like really quick, not like
Mhm.
you have to wait between information and answers and connections. And it's just like, next thing,
Yeah,
next thing.
yeah.
Yeah, like I've done so many breath sessions and I've had a couple people who will write and give me positive information, but the one I just did, I got four people write me back. And I'm like, wow. And then I got somebody, um, I have had two people, one person reaching out to meet me to see if we could collaborate on something, another person who's like heard about my name and asked me to speak somewhere, and another person wants to collaborate in PEI, and I'm just like, okay, let's do this. I don't know what's happening.
That's awesome.
So it's like a lot of opportunities are rising. So even if there is like a block, it's allowing an opportunity and the opportunity just presents itself. It's amazing.
Yeah, and the block is not going to stay there for long.
No. So it's actually like, I honestly don't remember a time when they said, oh, all planets direct. But I know 2024, and we talked about this last time, this is like a unique year itself. It is a year of abundance and an intensity of
Transformation.
exactly. And we're moving into this intense Aquarian energy, and everything is starting to enter for the very first time into this new Aquarian Pluto energy. And so everything's hitting 0 degrees, 0 degrees, 0 degrees, which means beginnings. And so there's lots of things beginning this year. And it's like, that's a lot.
Yeah, and we have no idea. We're in that zero where you have no idea yet what would be the first step, but you
Yeah.
know that it's coming.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
It's so exciting to
It's,
watch it. I don't know. It
have
feels like
you
you
found
go
it
to the
exciting?
unknown. Go ahead.
Sorry. Have you found it exciting to watch other people? Like, are you watching it in the world around you? Like, I think of
I have no time.
this is true. You're in school full time, working full time, and have a family. But maybe you see it in like your partner or your child or a friend or a coworker or even your clients. Like, even though it's harder to see in the clients because we're used to seeing them in like a lot of change or in periods of transformation, whatever that might be.
Mhm.
But like when I think of my friends in Calgary and I think of my
Mhm.
friends here, every single person is in the process of starting something new, or stepping into a piece of themselves that they've already been cultivating, and they're just stepping in a new kind of role or stepping forward in a different way with it. And
Mhm.
it's fascinating. And everybody's just taking those steps. And it's that step into the unknown. And it's really cool. So have you been seeing that around you at all?
Not yet, but sometimes you see things first and then I start seeing them and the other way around too. So
Mm.
yeah, I'm sure. Like I know some people that are trying to start something, but they
Mhm.
don't know
Mm,
yet how.
yeah. Yeah, that's a
Like
great
they're
way to put it.
exploring.
Like there are, I feel like there's like, and the astrology and the energies of the time tell us we're in this like great collective awakening, right? Like, and we've talked about this before. Um, that everybody is kind of like elevating and rising. And so everybody's going to be at different stages of that piece. And so some people are like super ahead and have already been like supporting a paving of the way. And some people are like, in the process of it. And some people are just at the beginning. And some people are
Yeah,
literally like getting through the unstuck pieces as they move forward. And so we're
yeah.
all in different spots on that journey for sure.
Yeah, it's like what they say with child development, right? Your baby is not going to learn how to walk at the same time as the rest of the babies. And all of the babies start walking at different times,
Yes.
but all of them go through the same stage at one point.
That's a great reference or analogy example. Good one.
Mm.
So, if that's kind of something I've been noticing, what have you been noticing in the collective and around you?
I told you, it feels like I don't know.
Yes. And
Because
and why don't you know?
I am in this place where um I don't have time to know. I have only time to focus on what's here and now. And so I haven't been checking on news or anything. So I don't know what's happening around
hmm
in the world.
I think that is a power, like, because like I feel the same way that there's so much taking place in front of me that, as I said, we can only be present to what is really coming up in the moment. And um but if imagine if we were caught up in the knowing of what's going on in the world, right? Because there's lots of crazy stuff that we know is going on and things that are not okay and people who are hurting and suffering and who are doing the hurting, all that stuff is happening. It's happening. And we don't get pulled into some of that, don't get pulled too much into the heaviness because we have to stay focused forward um, with where we're at, which I think is like a
Yeah.
very lucky in some ways, not being pulled down by that.
Yeah. There's some astrologers suggesting not to see any news at this point in time so that you don't get that subconscious frequency of fear, right? And because there's so much going on at this time
Yeah,
for everybody in different ways,
yeah.
then that would be an overload.
hmm That brings up, so this January, something that came to my mind, and I'm not sure if I've shared it with you yet, because I know we've been really busy over the last month, but um, recognizing, so like holding the positive possibilities. I am someone who naturally is like, AI is going to take over and kill us all. Terminator is totally going to happen. Like, I can go into the doomsday analogies and possibilities, and I find it fascinating because power corrupts and all this stuff. I have that tendency to go there and see that stuff. But why is it so hard for our society to believe in something different, right? Like, it's like when we're watching the news, it's shaping us, shaping what possibilities we see, right? And I feel like there needs to be people who can see a different possibility. And then you get told like that's unrealistic. And it's like, really? Do you really think that that's unrealistic? Because like if the world chose to, that could be true.
Oh, I can.
Um,
Totally.
and so I think that there's been this fear that I'm this person with their head like pie in the sky, rose-colored glasses, like, but it's like, yeah, and we need people to hold that as a possibility. Um, because otherwise it's so easy to get stuck in this darker reality. Don't get me wrong. We work with people who are facing the reality of our system. We are facing the reality of our system. Everybody is facing the reality of our system. I want to break down patriarchy. I want to like, awaken the world with
Mm.
consciousness. But but we can't always be fighting against something. We have to be like fighting kind of like for something, like saying what we're for as opposed to what we're against.
Do we need to fight?
No, and that's why I said like we don't have to like fight, but we have to be for something,
Yes.
not being against, but
Yeah.
like and live the life that we
Moving forward.
exactly. Like what do I want to see? I don't want to see all this patriarchal stuff. And so yeah, I'm going to speak to it. I'm going to talk about it. Um, and how do I embody that? How do I figure that out in myself?
Role modeling.
Yeah, well, and keep doing the work because, I'm not perfect and I can't,
Yeah, nobody is.
yeah. So,
And you may think at one point, like, I am done with this, I learned it, and then you realize there's a little piece in there you still have to
uh-huh.
work on.
Yes. And then here's another part, and there's another part.
That is connected to this part.
Yeah, exactly. Um, so, um, has there been anything that you've been hearing that is like hearing in terms of astrology, energy this time for February that has been standing out to you that you think could be nice?
Hmm. So we were looking at the astrology calendar, and tomorrow is the first day of the Chinese
Mm,
wood dragon.
mhm,
And so we're changing energy from today to tomorrow, according to the Chinese view. And then I was telling Alex before that this Valentine's Day is going to be more of a passion type of Valentine's, not so romantic. It's not like the tender, cute Valentine's Day. We will see. It's straightforward and it's more of like this explosion of
mm.
desire.
Yeah, I'm like, what does that mean for all the single people out there?
Yeah,
I'm curious to know. Let's see what it feels like at the time. Because I'm like, I think, because it's on a Wednesday, right?
yeah.
I have, there's like a business class
Hmm.
taking right now. Like, just like anyway.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean that like in terms of relationships, that's the energy, but it's also the energy for the rest of things, right? So it could be passion with work or passion with what you believe or what you want to change.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The thing that has stood out for me is like I've heard multiple references to like an electric energy or like an intense energy that we were going to feel. So like Lee Harris talked about it, and there's this a new astrologer that I like listening to. um, I don't remember her name yet. But anyway, and yeah, talking about this, like, yeah, every astrologer I listened to just talked about this Uranus energy that is coming in full force. And I think that's where, like, how you talk about the passionate energy, I have a feeling like that's like a part of it, just like this intensity that will be very, like, palpable, very,
Yeah,
very aware.
yeah, we will be aware because Uranus makes you aware. It's like very evident.
Yeah. I feel like the world, us, whoever, is starting to get comfortable with this dynamic Uranus energy. So literally it has been doing big things in in the world. I mean, it always does big things in the world, but just the alignments of the variety of planets, and especially with like the closer planets, has been since around 2018, 2019. And it was like the bringer, literally like the bringer of COVID.
Yes.
And like the like so many things. So fast.
Yeah. That
Uh
was the beginning of everything, all the changes.
yeah. So Uranus is like has been constantly. Okay, osito.
Yes, that osito.
He's like, pay attention to me.
Yeah, but somebody's going to take care of it.
Nice. Um, so yeah, I feel like we have to just like go with it. I feel like we're at this point where it's like we can't fight it.
No, everything that happens, it just goes right.
Mhm,
It's just interesting to see how it changes.
mhm,
And one of the things that Lee Harris is talking about too is like having the vision right now of what you want
mm,
because the changes are coming. And so this is the point where like you stop and think like what do we want next?
mhm,
And I was listening to don't remember her first name, but her last name is Corey. She was featured in one of the Korean Healing Wednesdays. And what she has been doing is um, she has been mixing spirituality with scientific in experiments.
mm,
And so, with all the information she is gathering, she has made some movies as well.
mm,
I'm curious to watch them and see how they look like. She wants to share with the world all the information that is coming up with spirituality and the
cool.
scientific method.
Huh. That's
Uh,
cool.
and so
Post it so we can talk about it and post it in our comments.
yeah, and so it's very interesting, it's like the how we have been saying the Capricorn energy, uh, the Saturnian energy moving into the Uranian one
Mhm,
with Aquarius. And so it's that mixture of this tangible
mm,
thing
mm,
with this other thing that we cannot see, touch, or like we sense it,
yeah,
but it's more out of the five senses
yeah,
that we traditionally talk about.
yeah. That's,
So that is I think an example of how things are evolving
mm-hmm,
from earth to what is it, air? Or so it yeah, air.
yeah. Yeah, so true. That was really well said, Mariella. That I like that. Thank you. Um, yeah, and we're at today is the new moon. Today is the new moon in Aquarius.
Yes.
Yay. And so this Aquarian energy in general, like over the, next, 20 years, but even just like right now, it's like, who are you? Who do you want to be? this is kind of like a New Year's energy in the sense that it's like, who do you want to be? How do you be that person? Right? Like, how do you want to embody this? What do you want to do is a big part of now because Aquarius is all about being that unique and authentic self, but also like, advancement in technology and like,
Ideas, creativity,
yeah, like just this expansive,
new.
yeah, and about the collective, right? It's very much,
That's right.
it's like about friendship and community, this sign. And so, because how we show up in our unique way affects everybody around us and it attracts certain people to us so that we can actually find our people, right? Um, and yeah, when we show up as our authentic self, it changes all the dynamics. And so, who are we? Who do we want to be? Who do you want to be? Is like a big thing and like start stepping forward.
Such a simple
Figure
question.
it out, right? Such a simple question.
I am already myself. What do
Yeah.
I want to be?
Well,
Just
let's
tell
pull some
me.
cards.
Okay.
So, holler out to Mariella's mom, who um, suggested that we will do a reading just for you one day.
One day.
Yeah, one day soon when there's a little bit more time. But I love that idea. Thank you for offering it. And um, yeah, our pulling cards and our talk of the energy is about the collective. And we're all impacted so in such different ways by the energies that are taking place. And so me and Mariella like to share kind of what has been arising and really present in our lives and how it's affecting us, and what we've been hearing, and then pulling cards to um, kind of reflect on that energy just for us as the collective. Um, yeah, because we are in this unique spiritual path, but we're living in this real world, right? So, how do we have them all aligned together as we literally walk this path together with all of everyone else? So, what deck are you pulling from?
I pulled from the Blessed Be cards, one of them.
Yeah.
I was missing them. And the other one, it's from the Goddesses, Gods and Guardians.
Oh, yes. Nice. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. I am pulling one. I've been like the Ascended Masters,
Ooh.
back to the OG, to the original Oracle cards.
Uh-huh.
I've always found really grounding.
Yeah, I like them too.
And the Light Seers,
The
which,
Light Seers, we love it.
yes, very
I was going to bring them too today, but I thought no, Alex going to bring them. I just wanted to check to see if we get the same cards.
Uh-huh.
I'll do that next time because I didn't bring them.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So what
Okay.
did you get?
So, I don't know. It's funny. This card it is clearly for me, but all of you out there who
You.
might,
But it seems like it's for everybody else who's here. Oshun, drink more water.
yeah,
Oh, it's water. Drink
yeah.
more of that energy, the water inside.
Mm.
Aquarius and Uranus, that's air. But
So I,
how do you make water? You have to have air.
so it says drink more
H2O.
water. And it says symptoms such as fatigue, difficulty concentrating, irritation, excessive hunger can all be dehydration. Um, and so yeah, that drinking water is going to help with um, positive energy, like in the system. And it is true. I actually feel like I'm constantly thirsty and I'm drinking so much water. I'm adding hydration salts. But the thing is, we need lots of protein when we're using our brain. We need lots of carbs and we need water. And it feels like life is so full and busy and it's very dry here. Like we have like the internal heating and stuff going.
Mm,
So it's dry in that aspect that I literally feel like I cannot stop drinking water. I don't know what that is.
I have been drinking water as well.
So I don't know if anybody else is feeling that, but that sluggish fatigue as we're moving through like this very busy time, like increase that water intake. So thank you for the message.
Yeah.
So everybody please drink more water.
Yeah, Pamela Ireland, she's suggesting that at this time we drink water like fast, like look for the
Mm,
energies that are happening right now.
okay. And then I pulled the Nine of Cups
Upside down?
upside down. So the interesting piece is it says in the book here,
Yeah.
it's delayed gratification, unfulfilled desires, manifested dreams, greed blocking your path, not appreciating the simple things in life, smugness. I'm like, oh. Um, that being said, I get to decide.
No, it just means that your wishes, so the Nine of Cups is wishes come true, right?
Yeah.
And so it's just meaning that they're going to be delayed.
Hmm.
It's not that they're not coming, but it's not the right time at this time. We have to work and deal with this energy first.
Hmm. But the part I find so funny about that is, like we had said, that energy is moving so fast right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like the things that are taking place for me anyway
Mm-hmm.
are like, well, I guess, okay. My biggest dream in life is to find a partner.
Mm-hmm.
That's my biggest dream in life. And I recognize that's not something I can force. So that would be there, like just allowing, you know, continuing to move forward because I feel like all the other areas of my life are doing this, but relationships are kind of like this right now. And so I don't know for you all out there, where in your life are you feeling this flow and freedom? And where are you maybe feeling some of that um, slow moving pieces? Not that it's not coming, it's just not yet. And so, but like, we are moving forward. There is no way people are not experiencing this Nine of Cups. Mm.
Put it upside down again. It just feels like, the energy right now. There's like you were saying, you have like many tabs open in the computer, and it feels like they're getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller because you have to deal with all of them. And then, so there's like the caps falling, and you are falling with them. And so it's like a free fall of you falling with everything else at the same time.
Mm. Mariella, you are so amazing with
No, you are. You said the tap thing.
I did think, but you were utilizing the symbolism of it all, right? Because
Yeah,
it's
but
when you have too many things going on, right? You can only
yeah,
focus on so many things at one time.
yeah, and it's the treasure box, the
Mhm.
chest is
Yeah.
there, right? That one is not falling for some reason. Your
Mhm.
treasure is still there. So
Oh,
don't worry about it.
Mariella, you're so good at this. She's an amazingly intuitive card reader.
And maybe you don't need that because you're falling to something better.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like the alignment, like this feels like alignment in
Mm-hmm.
life areas. And maybe this is alignment in others, but once other alignment takes place, it allows others to as well.
Yeah. And
Right.
like in the app side, um, it it's like staying the same. If you put it in the right side, what do you call it? There. Everything would fold back to the same if
Mm,
it's
interesting.
yeah.
Tell me about your cards. Tell
My cards. Let me just
when I say your cards, the cards that you've pulled for deeper understanding for the collective and the energy
okay,
that.
so for the blessings that we get, it talks about the blessing for healing of injury or illness. And so it makes me think of the first card you got with the
Mm,
water. It was
mm.
also green.
Yeah, yes, it was.
And so the other thing that comes up in my mind is the um Pamela Arlen, she said that this year is the year of the thawing of the heart.
Oh, that sounds.
And right? And it's the green energy for this year. And so we're starting to thaw that, icicle of heart that we used to have, being inflexible and not letting things in, not wanting change.
Mm,
And so I feel like that is affecting also the physical. And so we have to make sure that we take care of ourselves.
yeah, yes.
Drinking water, eating well, doing
Sleep.
some exercise, leaving time for joy and having fun, hobbies
Yeah.
for yourself, for others, whatever you enjoy. Everybody's different.
hmm
But taking care of ourselves, blessing for healing of injury or illness. And she has all the power to heal herself, right? Because she has all the nature around her. The
hmm
other card that came is that you are the healer
Oh, what?
with Bridget. And I don't know Bridget's story. I don't know if we have time to check on her story, but I can look it up for later. And she also is doing the healing, like she has all the things that she needs. Both of them are like powerful
Yeah.
in the healing ways. And so Bridget has a pot that is boiling. Her hand actually has fire.
Oh, yes, it does.
Yeah. And she has the fire coming like around her. And we were talking about the passion as well, like the fire of like
Yeah.
I feel like we're starting to move into healing modalities that are very powerful in the sense that we find ways to heal ourselves. And
Yeah.
like Alex is doing, like looking inside.
Hmm.
I have been procrastinating with that.
You're
Oh,
experiencing the world.
but I think this is coming. And you see, she has also symbol here that is flying.
I was wondering, I couldn't quite see what that was. What is it? Oh, is that like Imbolc? The Imbolc, the Celtic cross.
Is it?
Um,
I think I'm going to check it out. Just
yeah, check it out.
Bridget.
I
Let me
had
find her.
seen this event. I really wish I would have had the chance to go to, but I didn't. For Imbolc, they were making these Celtic crosses that looked like that to put on your altar. And yeah, it just had that kind of symbol, but maybe it's a common symbol. I'm not very familiar with it.
Hmm. So it just says Bridget, pronounced bridge in Irish or Bridget in English. is the Irish goddess of fire, water, healing, and medicine, poetry, and smithcraft. What is smithcraft?
Smithcraft?
Yeah.
Um, well, usually well, a blacksmith is someone who works with metal.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So if she's a smithcraft, what was the word before it?
So it's metal type of.
Well, that's what a blacksmith is, but what are the
Oh,
words?
smithcraft.
What is there a word
So
before?
it's the work of metal.
Not necessarily. So what word comes before smithcraft? Is there any word or that's just
And smithcraft.
Yeah,
So
maybe
it says um that she is
because if
the
you're like a
Irish goddess of fire, water, healing, medicine, poetry, and smithcraft.
so like you can be a goldsmith, right? You can be a blacksmith. So a smithcraft must have to do with what they're talking about beforehand. So some type of alchemy,
Mm,
because
okay.
it's like alchemizing materials together to create something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So maybe it's like a craft in which she is able to alchemize things.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
And her name means fiery arrow.
Mm.
Legend says that when she was born, a flame reached from her head to the heavens. Her feast day, symbolic on February 1st, heralds the beginning of spring. Her symbols are thresholds, the hearth, parks and flames, holy wells, snowdrops, and the bride's cross made of reeds. What
Yeah.
is a reed? R-E-E-D.
Yeah. A reed is like a piece of long grass or like
Ah,
hollow, a hollow earth material, like reed that's in the ground.
mm-hmm.
Okay. And so one thing I was sorry, and one thing I was just thinking, I'm like when the word smith might have I tried to Google it, but I just
Mm-hmm.
I have attention as well. But smith, so a goldsmith and a blacksmith, they use heat, right? And so when you're
Oh,
talking about that cauldron that she
okay, that makes sense.
of transformation.
Yes.
So that's
Hmm.
now being clear.
I'm just curious to know what's that metal flying there.
Where?
The cross.
Yeah, that's like for in bulk. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's a yeah, I think it's just a Celtic cross.
Oh, it's not metal.
No, I think
It's
it's part of the
the reed.
hmm. Yeah, so it'd be like usually if it's spring, it would be out of old, like dead things, but
Yeah.
bringing it to life.
And so it just says this is a reinitiation into your ancient healing powers from Mother Earth.
Mm,
They
yeah,
go together.
I do. Look at us breaking it down. I love how, like, I know I keep saying it again and again, but your capacity for like the symbolism and that intuitive process of connecting pieces with the,
Yeah, and you think you're not doing it?
I can riff
We
off you,
are awesome, Alex.
I say. Um, yeah, I know. I always love getting your insights and being able to like bounce off you and like gain those pieces.
Hmm.
Hmm. So, then the cards are talking a lot about self-care,
Yeah.
a lot about self-healing. Um, and what was, yeah, because yeah, and then oh yeah, the gifts, the Nine of Cups, up and down. Yeah.
Yeah.
There might be things that you're wanting and they're just not here yet, but don't worry, they're coming. But just recognize the blessings that are here because
Yeah.
moving so fast. So fast. But take care
Yeah.
of yourself.
Yeah.
We're gonna
And
get
trust,
whiplash.
right?
Trust. Trust yourself, trust the universe,
The
trust.
process.
Mariella, I just want to give you a freaking high five. You don't even know. All right. Well, thank you everyone for being on this journey with us. Thank you, Mariella, for being on the journey with me.
Thank you,
Um,
Alex.
you're welcome. We will see you again in a month's time. Take good care of yourself. Enjoy the ride, and we will see you again soon.
See you later.
Bye.